Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the Champions League group as the emissaries of UEFA take to the stage to start delivering their incredibly long-winded and boring procedures around the draw. We are also joined in the studio, the other part of the studio, at the draw board, by Mr. Chris Pajak. Hi, Chris.
Hello, everybody. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm excited. It's one of my favourite shows of the year, this, because it's all like hope and possibilities and all that type of stuff, and hopefully avoiding the group of death. I'll be over here, of course, but Paul and John, back at you, my friends.
Champions League draw, Dad, and they love a bit of pomp and circumstance. So I'm sure they will be drawing this out as much as possible.
It's a variety show, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Not at the moment, because Tom's not in his little office, Paul,
Brilliant.
So probably best for you to carry on.
Tom's gone for a wee. He's gone for a wee.
He's trying to sort the stream out.
Ah, cool. He's gonna go and unplug Toffee TV. Is that what he's doing?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sound okay. Well, we'll talk a little bit about it.
He's back.
Thoughts and feelings in a second, but we will go to Chris Pajak to talk through the
so
pot.
Professional.
No problem. This is what makes us different and I would say better, but not really better. Now I'm going to go and err on the side of we've got loads of time to fill. So Villareal, Villarreal were the first team in pot one that I've got on the board. Obviously beating Manchester United in the Europa League final to get themselves into pot one and earn a Champions League spot. We've got Chelsea, the European champions. We've got Lille, the French champions, Manchester City, the English champions, Inter Milan, the Italian champions, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid and Sporting all round out pot one. In pot two, Liverpool's pot, we've got Dortmund, we've got Sevilla, we've got Manchester United, Liverpool, Barcelona, Juventus, Real Madrid and PSG. I mean, if I had a pot one and pot two sign, I could have quite easily just put pot one above ours because it's full of the big European names. In pot three, Salzburg, Shakhtar, Benfica, Ajax being top of the list. We've got Sheriff. The Sheriff is in town and he's in pot four. Dynamo Kiev. We've got the Young Boys. We've got Besiktas. We've got Malmo. We've got Club Brugge. We've got AC Milan. I tell you what, there's in a way that I wouldn't mind Liverpool pulling out today. And we've got Wolfsburg rounding off the final team in the Champions League and in the final team in pot four, Mr. Machin.
Beautiful. Dad, how you feeling? Anyone you're hoping to? That the pot thing is fascinating this time around because you can't draw Man City because of the country protection, but Lille, Sporting, Inter, and Villarreal because of how the league's panned out.
Well, I'm really glad we're in pot two.
Yeah.
I would hate to be in any other pot than that because you're going to draw out someone you really don't want.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I reckon if you played Group 1 against Group 2, that Group 2 would win.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think it probably means that there's not really a group of death this time. You know, I'm quite comfortable at whoever we get because I think all the nasty teams are in our group.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And it's in typical Redmen fashion. So Ross has done a wonderful job of presenting me with some notes, but he's given me notes based entirely upon who Liverpool can face. So I don't actually have the pots written down. The entirety of pot two is not written down in front of me. But
I've got pot two.
Dortmund and Sevilla is all you need to know. Who the hell would want to face one of them if they didn't have to?
Yeah, no, it is true. And I mean, the Inter Milan thing's interesting because, look, they win Serie A, and that would normally be enough. Like if that was Juventus from any of the previous seasons, you'd be going, "Oh God, I don't want them." But they're in turmoil. You know, the manager left, Lukaku's gone. They're in all kinds of issues. I'm not saying it makes it an easy draw, but given the turmoil, it makes it better than again 2 or 3 seasons ago, Juventus in the prime of their prime.
Absolutely, and I mean, I think maybe what we're seeing now is a change of the old guard slightly. You know, some of the. You know, Barcelona, for instance, Real Madrid, although they beat us last year, not what they were. You know, I think there's probably some new teams emerging. Atletico Madrid, for instance, are really, really good over the last couple of years. PSG, we really have no idea what they're going to be like with Messi. They could either be fantastic or he could actually make things worse. Who knows?
Well, we'll talk about it. I want to talk about PSG because I think they're obviously the most fascinating in the whole thing. But we had a super chat here from Rizwan Ali with the $5 New Zealand dollars saying, can we get Bayern, Ajax and AC Milan? Because why not? I like the boldness of it, but I agree. If you're picking a dream set of aways, I don't really want to play Bayern. But but Munich's a great city and it's a great experience going to the Allianz. And I've been joking all day that if Liverpool get Ajax again, then that's the universe paying us back for the hell that was last season because we missed out on an away in Amsterdam. And Milan again, all that conversation was try and get. I presume they've not demolished the San Siro. Does anyone know?
No, I believe. I think I'm right in saying that they postponed it because of COVID and stuff.
So I mean, for me, they're in my dream. As far as aways go, getting to see the San Siro before.
Well, I did a tour of the San Siro, so it'd be nice to go there and see a game. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got
and I'm not bothered about drawing Bayern. I don't care who we get from the top group because it's the third team you have to worry about, not the first one.
Yeah. It's amazing though that somehow Man City will end up. With like
Shakhtar again?
Shakhtar and Barrow, which is almost an impossibility, but there you go. Welcome aboard Nigel Jones, who's a first teamer. Thank you so much for joining as well. Oh yeah, and we do a post-match show called Fan Reactions, which you get exclusive access to the members-only chat for that, so great. Let's do PSG, Dad. They are, I think I'm right in saying they were favourite. I caught a glimpse of the odds there, but
they keep getting closer and closer, and they keep spending more and more money, and they've gone for a sort of an ageing superstar, and really no one knows what Messi's going to be. We all know that give him the ball, he can be a genius, but is he going to add that little thing the PSG have lacked that would have got them over the line, you know?
He certainly hasn't helped get Barcelona over the line for the last 3 seasons.
No. So I just don't know. I mean, it's going to be fascinating to find out.
And it's, but it's mad, isn't it? Because so what the changing of the guard, and there's talk today that Ronaldo's agents are talking to Manchester City. You know, so you got the two. There's still. I mean, until someone else really steps up, and there's a couple of people really knocking on the door. As long as they're still playing, they'll still probably be counted in that the 2 best players on the planet bracket. But it is fascinating that they're now both chasing one more. They're both out there chasing one more Champions League.
I think they're both out there chasing a bit more money before they retire. I don't think it's got anything to do with winning trophies anymore.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, I suppose it goes sort of hand in hand.
They won't accept winning the trophy if they get there.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Messi's probably got more of a chance than Ronaldo, but...
You think so? I think if Ronaldo joins Man City...
City are never winning the Champions League, ever.
Okay. I like it, but don't get me wrong, I very much...
Never?
Ever.
Whew.
Do you think it's that, Chris?
It's a curse.
I think they will. I think they will do, and everyone's in trouble when they eventually do it because bottomless pits of money forever.
Hasn't Pep just decided to pack it in after the next season? So
yeah, well, maybe he's hoping that's the missing factor. Is like, oh my God, he's going to stop pecking our heads.
Let's get Roy Hodgson in now.
I really hope it's like that Ferguson thing of like they're playing the Champions League final in Glasgow, and then we're gonna get there, we're gonna win it there, and then I'm gonna retire, and they never did. And he went, well, I'll stick it around for a bit longer if that's all right. Nigel Jones has dropped another super chat in. Says, hi lads, from the penal colony that is Australia. Isn't that meant to be an English joke that gets us in trouble for saying that? No,
maybe he really is in the penal colony.
Well, they're under enough lockdown that it's being treated like one, isn't it? To be fair.
Thrun Gaming joins. Welcome as Wonder Kid member here on YouTube. Thank you so much again. You get that Final Word show every Monday. Bonus Redmen TV show for YouTube members, live streaming, and you get access to that members only chat post match as well. Very good indeed. I'm the PSG experiment as it is fascinating to me, and I mean. Obviously, we can't draw them because we're in the same part, which is fine. I wouldn't really want them in the group stage, to be honest. But I'd be keen. It's like the Man City thing for me. That it's like if I know they're not getting Kane now, but I wanted them to get Kane because I wanted to beat them with Kane when everyone says they're unbeatable. And I like the idea of get out of the group,
which doesn't really hone their fighting skills, if you like, and they've taken years to overcome that. And it's only in the last couple of years that they've really made a real stab at winning the Champions League. They got to the final, didn't they? And they're knocking on the door a lot. And they obviously think Messi's going to be that little extra that they need, and we just don't know whether he is or not. You know, but City, on the other hand, it seems to me that they're now reached their plateau. They've reached the best they can possibly be, and they're not going to be able to replace Aguero. It doesn't matter who you bring in; he's not going to be as good as Aguero. Yeah. And they're struggling to replace.
Or he's not going to be
Silva.
better than Aguero.
Well, not better, no, never. And the chances are he won't be as good. Harry Kane maybe, but he's not the same kind of forward, is he?
It's also that thing, Chris. You've been saying this for a while about that Man City, and just to follow on from the point, you can't be better than 100 points. And you can't score more goals, really. And you can score more goals, but it doesn't win you more points. So they're only, that's the point, they can only be as good as they...
Much money to maintain, and maintaining a sort of legacy over 15, 20 years is incredibly difficult to do. You know, we've seen them fight at the top of the table now for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, but they've not won it every year because it's incredibly difficult. When it comes to the Champions League, though, and what John was sort of alluding to before is, it's difficult. You've got to get over that. It's never really felt like the City fans wanted the Champions League. In fact, they probably dislike the Champions League more than anybody. They dislike UEFA and all that type of stuff as well. Obviously, they've had their problems, probably quite rightfully, with financial fair play and stuff like that. But for me, I'm looking at it going, Man City have got the players to win it, and I don't doubt that. Like, they should have probably won it last year. Well, they should have won it last year. They might have, you could argue they should have won it the year before when Bayern Munich won it as well. They should be challenging every single year. What I've liked about PSG over the last couple of years is they seem to now be able to play a sort of more canny game. Because they've sort of been fighting at the business end, they're okay defending, and it's difficult to defend against sides in the Champions League when you only come up against them once every year or 2 years, like a Bayern Munich, but they kind of now know how it's going to go, and they've got that experience, and Messi might just be the difference for them between getting to the final and winning the final. Whether Mbappe likes doing the running for his two mates, I'm not 100% sure, so we'll see how that goes, but it's going to be interesting anyway, and don't this quite go as we wanted, but we've got players that know how to win the Champions League, so we're still in with a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Liverpool are joint fourth favourites at the moment with Chelsea. I think they had them up as 8-1 before on BT earlier.
I think that's really good. I don't want us to be favourites. I think we're coming in under the wire there. It's fine. On going back to PSG, I mean, I've spoken to some of their fans when they came to Anfield. They're desperate to win the Champions League. City fans, I've spoken to them, not interested.
No good there. It'll be a while.
And trying to make us be their rivals, and we're not interested.
Yeah. Matthew Allen asked the question, is the final word shot on the website? It is, yeah. So all of the extra content that we do, they'll stream on the redmentv.com. We've got that there. So we've got the final word show. There's Around the League podcast, and there's the Reds News Roundup show every week, and obviously Transfer Insights Extra at the moment with Neil Jones and Oppa. There's the stepping stones to stuff. So yeah, there's one extra show for YouTube members, but if you want the full hit, then the redmentv.com. Anyway, thank you for the question. In goals, but the defence was weak. Ramos is a winner. I guess so. And adding Gini in midfield as well, is going to give them a bit more. I suppose it's weird to say steel, isn't it?
To be honest, Ramos, but Wijnaldum, I think is probably more important to them than Messi.
Yeah.
Because he will add that drive and determination. PSG are really interesting this year.
FPL Skills is one of our members here on YouTube, asks the question. I'll come to you with this. Let's get back. Do we have more a chance of winning this or the Premier League? I guess the draw will factor this in.
Yeah, the draw's going to be massive in this. I did the show with Neil Jones this afternoon on Transfer Insights Extra on the redmentv.com and stuff. Paul mentioned it just a minute ago, where we looked at Liverpool's squad and we looked at the 3 goalkeepers and we looked at the 8 centre-halves and the 4 full-backs and the 8 great midfielders and the 4 to 5 really good options we've got up front. And I looked at that squad and I was filled with confidence because we've got the experience, we've got new blood. I genuinely believe that Liverpool have got a better squad now than when we won the league. I genuinely believe Liverpool have got a better squad now than when we won the Champions League. I want us to win the Premier League again. I want us to win the Champions League again. I want Liverpool to focus on both competitions. Whether we've got a better chance of one or the other, Premier League.
Yeah. Again, it's I've been saying this for ages, and people are desperate to press people for answers on stuff always. Like, are Liverpool going to win the league? are Liverpool going to win the Champions League? The most important thing I've been saying is the challenge. Liverpool's aim is to get within the final 10 games of the season and the title be possible. Their aim is to get to the semi-finals of the Champions League. And right now, 2 games into the season, Dad, I've got no doubt that they're capable of it, because to Chris's point, I think they're better now than the squad that had done that for 3 seasons on the bounce.
I think we've got something really unusual at Liverpool. And we've won the Champions League and we've won the Premiership, but we're hungrier now than we were before, both because of last season. I think we've got players now who are desperate to win those 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would love us to win the Premiership again, because I want a party. We haven't had it, and we need to. You can't just have it for the sake of having it. You've got to have a reason. Yeah. But we'll combine the old one, which we missed, with the new one when we win the Premier League.
Have a trophy on either end of the bus.
Absolutely. And then, the Champions League. I think the Champions League is easier to win than the Premiership. Not just because you've got to get into the top 4 to get in it in the first place, but because of the number of games. You're basically in a league system, which, if you're a decent side, gives you almost a pass to get through to the knockouts. And then it's about who you get in the draw.
Tom, put it back on. No, I agree. Tom's just turned the telly off because he's. Can you turn the volume down for?
He's changing channel. He wants to see.
That's enough. He's put a babe station on. It's not appropriate, Tom. Yeah.
Don't poorly stress me.
If you're wondering where we're at with all this, by the way, they're standing up and clapping, a bunch of people on the
Politburo standing up and clapping.
Yeah, it's if you've never seen a Champions League draw before, or had our coverage of it before, they just love to just celebrate lots and lots and lots of things in often the most boring way possible. So right now we're no closer to the draw actually being made. Well, we technically are, because we know it's going to happen in the future, and we've lived through this first 20 minutes. Wow. 20 minutes of this so far. So it stands to reason that the draw will be getting closer. We've actually got a super chat here from It's Crossbow. Says, I think we will get Salzburg, Atletico and AC Milan. I mean, we mentioned this before. I know Thiago's father from the Red Sea podcast is called this season the Revenge Tour. Getting Atletico, I think, I know it's been a whole of the year. We were knocked out by the other Madrid team more recently than them, but I don't really want Atletico, but I would like them at some point, because there's a catharsis to going back up against people who've spoiled your parade in the past and going and taking it to them.
And the fact that we spoilt our own parade that night, didn't we? So not really them. The game was there to be won, and we threw it away. Yeah. But yeah, it would be nice to get one up on them. I still want to destroy Real Madrid at some point. We've done it in the past. I'd like to do it again.
I would like to do it before they sign Kylian Mbappe, to be perfectly honest, because, I mean, Cruz's passing range has not will not be getting worse. And he was picking out lads who've been, let's be honest, okay, Benzema's great, but yeah, who are either past their best or never quite hit their peak at Real Madrid. The idea of Mbappe would be less pleasant, I think. Obviously, look, people are asking, by the way, there's obviously some big stuff breaking. Benjamin Mendy and stuff is breaking. That's what the Athletics for, by the way, not us. People asking about Ronaldo stuff. If we know a bit more about that, we will talk about it. But ultimately, don't forget, we're a Liverpool channel, so we'll have a general conversation. That being said, let's talk through the other Pot 1 teams then. So obviously we've talked about Bayern Munich. I'm happy for Bayern Munich, but I would much prefer, let's start Villarreal. Obviously, we beat them on the way to the Europa League final in Klopp's first season. Albi Moreno won Liverpool fans back over by shouting, "Get out!" Manchester United on his Instagram or whatever. They beat Man United in the Europa League final, moreover, so we've got a little bit of a soft spot.
Spanish side
and the Yellow Submarines
can be difficult, but decent enough. I'd rather go for Sporting Lisbon myself.
Yeah,
if you want a nice draw, but as I said before, it doesn't really matter who your big team in the group is, because hopefully you will beat the third and fourth Pots teams. So it's not scary. Facing Bayern Munich in the knockouts, that would scare me a bit.
Yeah.
Here, I'll think, well, okay,
two teams have got to get out the group, and
Yeah,
it depends what
yeah,
what your pot 3 and 4
Yeah.
rivals look like. I suppose it's a really good point. What's Lisbon, good city? I mean, is it easier to get out of than Porto?
Lisbon is fantastic.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Let's go have a little Lisbon story.
Great city, Lisbon.
Yeah, and Lille, I don't really know where to play still, because we have this constant thing about Ligue and the level of it, and we've just sat there and said how PSG don't really get to sharpen themselves, and yet they couldn't even win the title last
For
year.
once, yeah, for once.
It happens though, but obviously Monaco had a little spell,
Just
didn't
got bored with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he just taking their eyes off the prize one too many times. We've seen Michael Essien taken to
But
the stage.
there is an element to that, isn't there? That if you're knocking people over every time you go out to play, eventually you reach a point where you think, oh God, we've got to go out and beat these 7-0 again.
Yeah. Well, I said this about the PSG stuff through the week, is I don't know whether it's better for it to all come crashing down in flames, like the players all can't click and there's absolute anarchy at PSG, or they beat everyone 7-0 and everyone goes. The problem is they won't, because Man City have been doing that for like 3 years, and there's still all the FIFA lovers who are just like, oh, Man City, great, look how many goals they score, when you should score loads of goals because you've got all the best players. Go on then, let's go. I think we maybe answered this already, but let's revisit it. Pot 1, Bayern, Atletico, Villarreal, Inter, Sporting, or Lille. Who you want to avoid one to one?
Sporting, I'd like. Lille, okay. I'd avoid Bayern, simply because you want to sort of keep your powder dry till you do get to meet them.
Yeah.
Villarreal, difficult to know what they're like. I think of them a bit like Sevilla. They're a difficult
They're managed
side
by
at
the
times.
fella, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're a bit
there's
different.
always that thing I found, and I don't know where we're at with this, whether this is lingering memories, Chris, but I always felt we struggle against teams that we are like, you go, oh, that's a great draw. And then, I mean, like Sevilla giving us trouble in the group stages a few seasons ago, and whether you do actually want someone a bit better. But yeah, Napoli, great example. Atalanta give us I know we battered them, but they also then give us a game at Anfield, didn't they? Is this just anxieties talking here, or what do you reckon?
Look, for me, I don't know. Look, I'm not going to talk about anyone else's anxieties. My anxieties come from the fact that if you get Bayern Munich, then you can't, and I know Klopp likes to rotate his side in the early Champions League. I just don't think you'd have the ability to be able to rotate your side as much, which then impacts on the Premier League as well. So for me, it's about making sure that you get someone that I think you're going to comfortably beat, certainly from pot 1. Such that you can rotate and you can sort of, you don't need to go out and get 16 points in the group stage like was it Bayern did last season or whatever. You just don't need to do that. You just need to go and get 10, 11, 12 and being able to rotate your squad, and that for me is why I wouldn't want to Bayern Munich, why I wouldn't want an Atletico Madrid. Wouldn't mind having a little popper into Milan. I think they've lost 3 brilliant players for them, obviously Lukaku being the main one, but 2 other parts of the core of that side, and you get a visit to the San Siro. There's 2 opportunities to get a visit to the San Siro in this draw. I'd like one of those, to be honest with you. So actually, yeah, you wouldn't be able to draw them both in the same pot, would you? Of course, but yeah, so Inter Milan, I think, until we see what that side's like, they're not the team that won the league last season, so it probably isn't a bad shout.
I wondered if because Atalanta were playing in the San Siro, weren't they? Pre-COVID for their Champions League game, so I wonder if that's... Yeah,
the other factor is if you don't draw Bayern, someone else does.
Yeah.
So that's nice. If you pit, Dortmund up against Bayern. No, they can't because they're both German, aren't they? But someone good out of the second group playing Bayern. Yeah, let that happen. That would be good.
Yeah, for me, the Atletico's the only one you want to miss out on. But equally, if you told me get Atletico, but in the groups, but not in the knockouts, then
do you not get them in the first knockout?
You can't get them in the round of 16 if you've had them in your group, and you can get them further down the way, of course.
And again, that means someone else get them.
Yeah. Because I think I agree with that. I think you're right in that regard. It doesn't matter too much. I think we make a lot of the group stages, and you've got to, because the Champions League put 4-hour fucking live shows on for it, and then we do the same.
Update, they're still wanking each other off on the show.
Yeah, definitely, but nowhere near that exciting either. If wanking off is to put a really poorly framed shot of a fella with some trophies behind him, then sure, if that's your thing, it's very niche porno, but there it is. Yeah, we make a big deal, I think, out of the group stages, Chris, because you have to. It's league football, so like one game actually doesn't matter. You can lose a game in the group stages and it not have a significant impact on
for the most part.
Lose loads. Yeah.
For the most part, you just need to win your home games, don't they? Yeah. I've just noticed that the balls are on the table there. Have they always been on the table behind them, or have they just wheeled them out before they went to the advert break?
They're currently doing the Pushcast Awards, so they're looking at Edouard Mendy at the moment.
Okay, so anyway, for me, it's win your home games, isn't it? Yeah. And then get a result away from home, and you're probably through. I'm not fearful of any team bar Bayern and Atletico Madrid in that pot 1. There's no team in pot 3 that we're not better than. There's no team in pot 4 that we're not better than. There are teams that, best case scenario, you'd like to avoid. Atalanta being one of them, did so well with the third in Serie A last season, something like 75 points, something ridiculous like that. So a good side. There's Ajax because of the name and because we know that they produce good teams. We know about RB Leipzig. They're not the team that they were 2 years ago, though. And AC Milan because it's a massive name. We're better than everyone on this side of the board. And we are better than maybe everyone on this side of the board, including our group, bar Bayern, Atletico, maybe Manchester City.
Yeah, I mean,
you
go exactly. You're getting to the point really where you have to think about the fan experience and stuff. I would like us to not have an Italian team in the group stage because there's just trouble when you go over them. It'd be nice to have a relaxing away where lads aren't worried about where they go and what they do the night before a football match. Yeah. So at Atalanta, look, we went there, we battered them away from home, so that we know that's a possibility. And to Chris's point, I think it's right. I've said I'd like to go and see the San Siro, so maybe I'd make an exception for that, of course, but it wouldn't be the end of the world to avoid all the Italian teams. Salzburg, I think, is interesting. We've obviously got a brilliant record now in their stadium, and a decent record certainly. And they're a good team. We've got a good relationship with them and all that kind of stuff. I think that'll be fine to get someone like a Salzburg in that, and there's not like a country protection issue where you're going to be written off from getting them, depending on who you get in pot 1. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get Milan in the during Fashion Week, you might get all the louts banned from the city centre for a while. You'd be all right. Yeah.
Well, one thing that's interesting, we've not really talked too much. Obviously, Chris mentions there pot 3, Porto. I could live with not playing Porto again. Been there. Done it, fine. Obviously, we have a really good record against them, so I don't want to discount that. Be nice to get Ajax. Salzburg, fine. Benfica, yeah, cool. Don't really want to go. I think you'd like to avoid Zenit. Zenit and Shakhtar are the big ones to avoid.
Just travel that far, do you?
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Because that's the point at which, yes, Liverpool are better than those teams, but it's what that does to your next Premier League game.
You want City going to Zenit, don't you?
Yeah.
You want them to travel as far as possible.
Yeah. And pot 4, Bruges, obviously, Simon Mignolet, I presume, is still knocking about there. It'd be fine. Young boys, did we have them? We had them in the Europa League years ago, didn't we?
Europa League in about 2012 or something. I think the joke's been going since.
Pretty sure we gave a gift
we had Bruges as well. One of the very first European games we ever had was against Bruges.
Yeah. Besiktas, I think Sam Walker saying our group wouldn't like that for the away, but we had a great time in Istanbul when we went for the Super Cup. I'm not sure that I think that would be an interesting atmosphere if it was full of Besiktas fans, not Chelsea fans.
It's completely different, isn't it? You're being welcomed into a city when you're here for a Super Cup or something like that.
Like the wonder, really, from the final.
You are going to be hated. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I've actually just remembered we played Bruges in the UEFA Cup final in the 70s, and they were 2-0 up at Anfield within 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's not have a repeat of that. That'd be lovely. We played at the Wonder for the Champions League final, and then of course played Atletico in that ground, and we were like, oh, going back to the place where we won, and they obviously jammed on 1-0.
I think we're getting ready for it here, Pablo.
Yeah, I know, but they say that, but it's still 10 minutes away.
But they've wheeled out the Ranieri lookalike, and he's always wheeled out just before the draw.
They've done all that in French, and they're going to go back now and do it all in English.
Oh.
Yeah. Dinamo Kiev, not particularly keen on us. Again, not the journey to Kiev is an absolute nightmare. Malmo, Sweden. I've been to Sweden in a while.
Yeah, get there early before the weather changes.
Yeah. Wolfsburg, yeah, fine to go to. And Sheriff Tiraspol, who are the one that everyone's drawing attention to, which means we have got a Sheriff's badge on the show, which is good, which is normally gets you a strike. But first Moldovan side to ever qualify for the group stage after knocking out GNK Dinamo last night. They won the Moldovan League, 99 points after 36 games, lost one. There you go.
Finish the research on that, what Ross wrote? Have you got it?
What? Ross says, never even heard of them until this morning. Yeah, spot on. There's always one. Right, are we? Is it obvious low-hanging fruit joke to say that Man City are definitely getting them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's not incorrect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or Man United. Man United are very good at getting those teams in Champions League draws.
Man City's owners could probably buy Moldova.
Yeah, I look at that pot too. Though it's crazy, and it just how much you just are quite happy to be in.
But you'd be terrified if that was a group that you weren't in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
You would 5 years ago anyway. You'd absolutely be terrified.
When you're talking about like the percentage chance if you're drawing someone you don't want to draw, like, look at any of those teams in pot one. There's not a team in pot two that you're saying I'd rather have Sevilla, and Sevilla who are a very European pedigreed side at this point, and then you're going, okay, Dortmund. Nobody wants Dortmund. I mean, particularly like Haaland just goes for fun in the Champions League, doesn't he? But Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Man United, PSG, Liverpool, Sevilla, Dortmund. It's a ludicrous selection of teams. They're going through the pot and how the draw is going to work right now, so it means we're getting closer and closer. But Chris, what have you got?
We've got Muvo IRL in the comments who says, I'm a Liverpool and Malmo supporter and I don't want us to be in the same group because we're going to kick Malmo's arse if we're in the same group. That's why, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's Crossbow sent in Super Chat 179. I think we'll get Salzburg, Atletico and AC Milan. Brian Winters sent us 199. Thank you. We'll see our 7 fit into Manchester City because...
No, we don't read that one. That's why we're not read it, Chris.
Conor McMullen asked off. The rip it with this intro for the Champions League, they don't... What on earth? Hilton Lamb, 14 hours.
You're doing a dynamite job here, Chris.
Favourite European away day you've been to, lads? That's a good one, isn't it?
What's yours?
I think Bayern Munich, when we absolutely battered them, it was just a lovely experience. But then I've also got Roma, where I know it's not the full round experience, but going through from a Champions League semi-final,
you didn't get stabbed,
amazing.
so that's a plus.
We did that, but it was the maddest. It was the most. I think there's a generation of lids who normally go away on aways and they go and sit in a square and they get really drunk and they performance enhance in a variety of ways, and then they go to the game and then they get back on a plane and they go home, who instead went and got a blessing off the Pope and went to the to some of the greatest artistic landmarks on the face of planet Earth and had a really nice cultured holiday and came back as just better humans for it. So yeah, it was very scary being in Rome, particularly on the way in, and it was a bit of a mad experience. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of that. Obviously we went to Champions League final quite famously now, but did you do many European aways in the old days?
No, too expensive.
Yeah. It's obviously something we've only done really recently, but I agree with Chris that the best fan experience I've ever had on an away day was the Allianz for Bayern Munich, and obviously the fact that Mane absolutely embarrassed them, which I'm Virgil on that, which was great. That was just a wonderful experience. It wasn't a good experience per se, but like in terms of like a visceral thing that I will never forget. Going to Red Star and knowing, Chris, that I'll never ever go there again, and I never want to go there again, but you'll never take it away.
You've experienced it, and it was so good. And this is why when you're looking at the teams in pot 3 and you're looking at the teams in pot 4, it's sometimes the best place that you can go to, something like that, because it's nice to experience how everybody enjoys the football, isn't it? We know what the Anfield atmosphere is like on Champions League night, certainly when we get into the knockout phases of the competition and stuff. But going over to Red Star, who, to be fair, won the Champions League, was it 91 or 92 or something? It wasn't that long ago. Well, I suppose, not. Yeah, if you're young, it was ages ago, but like, I remember it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a mad thing, like, I was 9 or 10 years old, so you remember the European champions. And then you go there and you experience what they do. Now, it wasn't nice, and I didn't like a lot of the shouts that we were making, but as an atmosphere, it was something that I've never experienced in a football ground. Like the way the two ends of the stadium were like talking to each other and finishing their own words, lines off. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The draw starting though.
Yeah. Red Star won the Champions League closer in years to maybe even Liverpool's first FA Cup win than they did to Liverpool's last Premier League win, which is a mad one. But
City
we are under. Oh no, the balls are being rotated, ladies and gentlemen. The pomp and circumstance is taking a brief break. They've only done the goalkeeper award, so there'll be more to come. I'm certain of it.
Is that Ivanovic?
Yeah,
Looks like a robot.
Branislav.
Yeah, Branislav.
Tell you what. He's drawn out.
Go on,
first
Chris.
team, Manchester City. First team drawn. And I take it there in A. I didn't watch the little
Tom?
thing. I'm assuming that they are actually in Group A. Let's just go with they're in Group A. They are in Group A, Manchester City.
Group A, apparently.
First.
We'll get to Chris in a second. So, yeah, it is there he is. Group A, Manchester City.
Cool, Branislav Ivanovic gets it again. He's got that ball. He's got the screw down, hasn't he? You can see him there. It's coming out of pot 2. It's Atletico Madrid. Group B, I'm assuming that just goes straight into Group B. Let's hope that this is the way that they do it. They've got 8 groups, 8 teams. Let's just hope they fill them one by one. It is. It's Group B. Brilliant, Atletico Madrid. This is going to be a bit of a mad one, this, isn't it? I mean, I'm already looking at it going, I don't want Group B. I don't want Group B. I don't want Group B. But there's plenty of time for these jokes. You've got loads of time to fill, Chris. Sporting Club de Portugal go into Group C. I'm looking at it going, I'd like Group C right now, to be honest. And this is the thing, right? When you do these draws, and especially when you're live and stuff, it actually, like, my emotions tell me exactly where I want Liverpool to go and not to. So I might stand there before and they go, I don't really want Bayern Munich and I don't want Atletico Madrid, but when they start coming out, I fully know. It's like that when Inter Milan have just been drawn out in Group D. It's like when, have you ever watched the game of footy that you really genuinely don't care who wins, and then all of a sudden your emotions take hold of you and you find yourself supporting one side and you're like, I didn't know I was going to be supporting them this game. So Ivanovic doing it again. He's got it. His technique. I mean, he practiced that, hasn't he? To be perfectly honest with you. Bayern Munich going into Group E. Group E is looking like the early leader for Group of Death, isn't it? With Bayern Munich going straight into there. I reckon Bayern Munich are going to get Manchester United. I'm saying it now, okay? Let's see what's next. Sean isn't a sheeple person. Says, born across the Mersey in Birkenhead, now an Aussie, you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone indeed. Thank you for the super chat, much appreciated. Right, look at that. That suit jacket looks like it's still got the coat hanger in, Branislav. Villarreal going into Group F. Looking good. Oh, the man looks on there in deep thought, wondering about Group F and wondering who is going to go into Group F with his, I assume, Villarreal side. I mean, he's taking the piss now. Look how easy he's making that look. None of this messing around stuff. He's just a little bit of finger, a little bit of a twist, pulls the paper out. He's got it right. He's got it down. Lille in Group G. And that finally means that I'm sure we're going to have to confirm it, that Chelsea will be in Group H. So my OCD is saying that they're not all level, so excuse me while I do that, and let's see what's going to happen next. Are they going to have some kind of award for somebody? We're just about to see Chelsea. We know it's Chelsea because it's the last team in there.
Right.
From England, riveting stuff. Thank you very much. Oh, look at that. Show no emotion, Branislav. He showed none on the pitch and he showed none on this year's Champions League group stage draw.
Yeah,
Did he?
I missed
that.
Pain. There's emotion, it's pain and emotion. Right, thanks, Chris. We'll come back to you when we know what's happening with the draw so far. Obviously, there's nothing to be taken from that. It is what it is. We know the first teams in all the groups. We have had some comments here. Hilton Lamb says, I live for presenter Payjack. Joshua Lowe says, is Chris high? No, he's not. And ATD7 says, UEFA need to hire Chris. They do, but they can't have him. He's ours. It's Crossbow with the Super Chat. I hope we get Group C. But we get Bayern or Atletico. Yeah, I mean, again, they're the early shouts so far. Hasn't really changed the conversation, but if you're watching it right now, what of the groups as we've seen them, what group do you want to be put in so far based solely on the team from pot one? Because we can see them right now on the ball with Chris Payjack has graciously stepped aside.
Oh no, I was teapot and then I didn't realise that you were actually going to throw back over to me. You never teapot on camera. You never teapot for photographs. Sporting's the one in it right now. Sporting, C, F and G are where it's at for me. O and D, I don't mind D either. It's just not Atletico or Bayern, and obviously we can't draw Chelsea or City.
Well, they're doing the Defender of the Year awards at the moment, so obviously we've got a little bit of an interlude before we get into that. Yeah, Dr. Jones, Payjack needs to wear a strapless number with a plunging neckline.
Well, yesterday I tried a women's bra top on, didn't I? Before you were with me at the time. So, did it suit?
But not on the body part, you'd think, either.
I had to wear them like a pair of ballies.
Yeah, it's interesting.
4,263 concurrent viewers I've just aired my daughter's dirty laundry in front of.
Wow, well done, everyone. Oh, if you can, by the way, we've got 616 likes, which is a very Marvel-centric number, but if you can, let's get it to 1,000. If you're watching and you haven't clicked that like button just yet, then do click it, that'd be amazing. There you go, Champions League Defender of the Season, Ruben Diaz. They obviously won the Player of the Year award in the Premier League last year, Dad. I'll be honest, I don't really know how good he is. I know it's universally accepted things that someone was really good. He obviously had a brilliant season for City, and he seems to have sorted out a lot of their defensive frailties. But I think it's gonna be fascinating now that hopefully Virgil puts a full season down. If we've got the two best defenders in the world in the Premier League now, it's going to be interesting to see how they stack up.
Yeah, interesting. It is when they play for other teams, you don't see them often enough to really be sure. And when they play for someone like City, you don't want them to be. So there's a bit of bias when you think about them.
Yeah. Carl Johnson with the Super Chat has got a £5 bet. We get Sporting in the group at 5-1. Bayern was 6-1. How the hell does that work? I don't know. I have no idea. Is that
just based on how much money's been put on it, isn't it? So the more money that puts on it, the shorter the odds go.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, there you go. I wonder if there's something to do with the country protection things. Are you more no? Because there's well, whatever. There you go. Who knows? Hope you win some money though, mate. That'll be absolutely lovely. Hilton Lamb didn't forget last year when Payjack predicted Juventus and Atalanta to be in the same group despite being from the same country.
Listen,
Class.
Hilton, go away, yeah? You take your 35 ZARs. Well, we'll take your 35 ZARs. We'll say thank you very much, but then you're out of here, yeah? Thank you very much, yeah. I've got nothing to say to that. You've burned me.
Yeah. Payjack OnlyFans is a common request in the comments so far. Why not? Why not indeed?
Well,
right.
I think, are they changing the rules around what you can and can't put?
No, apparently not. So you're laughing?
Okay, sound.
Yeah,
good.
Right, Chris, we'll head back to Chris Payjack at the draw board. Part 2 will begin very shortly. Chris, would you want to just remind everyone who's in Pot 2 before we do just that?
Dortmund, Sevilla, Manchester United, Liverpool, Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid and PSG. So you have to draw the team and then the pot, don't they, in this one? I'm remembering this right?
The group.
Yeah, because they can't be in City's group. So.
Yeah.
So this is Borussia Dortmund, and they are going, they can't go into Bayern Munich for a start. I don't think there's any other German teams on there, is there? Can
they go in the final four? I think that's it. Oh, no, they can't go in the final four, is that?
They can't go in
why were half of them red and half of them go? You know what? Every frigging year we do this.
Yeah, we need it with the sound on.
I know. Tom made us turn it off.
Let's Alessi in there. Let's see if he's got a... Let's see. Not as comfortable with the ball in his hands. Oh, he's turned both sides there one at a time. That's an interesting technique. So he turned one half a little bit and then turned the other one. And it's gone into Group C with, oh, you bastards! I want it to go. Oh, man, are you kidding me? That's one of the good ones gone already. You're having a laugh. That's not right, is it? That's just sly. Michael, you fool, man. Oh, Branislav, he's so calm under the pressure, under the lights. It's not even bouncing off his head. We've got Real Madrid up next.
Real Madrid,
come on. Give it Bayern. Give it Group E. Right, what do those colours mean? Can someone work out
Does red
what
mean
those colours
defo?
mean?
They can.
Well, they can go anywhere by there as far as my head works.
Yeah. It's only one.
Someone explain it to us, please.
This is ridiculous. Every year.
What does the colour mean? Look, the colours mean. Let us know in the comments.
Why can't Michael Essien spin it himself? What they got this job's worth on to spin the balls for them?
Can we just say, can we stop telling us what groups they can and can't? Explain why they can't, what the colours means. Like, teach a man to fish. Yeah, don't just give us a fish.
Wait, Essien, I wasn't watching. D. Inter Milan. That's not a bad draw for them, is it?
It goes up.
That's not a bad draw for Real Madrid. I think they'll be quite comfortable with that. They're both probably not the sides that they were. Next up then, it's back to Branislav. Cool, calm, under pressure. He got to spin his balls himself. So he's done so well with the spinning that they let him spin the balls himself, which is fantastic, really. Well done. He's got a promotion live on stream. That's impressive stuff. Well done, Branislav. Michael obviously not trusted yet.
Red and blue for Tuesday.
Liverpool! Shut up! Right, what's it mean now, Paul?
Red and blue for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the grey ones they can't go into. I think.
So it's just the grey I need to take notice of. Brilliant. Liverpool Football Club. B, E, F and something else. B. I want F at this point. But I'm feeling E. I'm feeling E, but I want F. Come on, Michael. He's got one hand on it. He's spinning left. He's sacked off the earlier technique. He's put one hand. He's got the piece of paper. He's unfolding the piece of paper. It's B, you bastards! Not again! I hate Atletico Madrid. Why? Oh, for fuck's sakes. This is ridiculous. Why would you do that to me? That's just horrible, isn't it? There's no need for us to go to Atletico Madrid. The thing is, they play the same whether you're playing a league or knockout football. Sticky bastards. Right, Ivanovic, I don't like Michael Essien more now than ever before. Paris Saint-Germain. Oh, go on, go at City. I'm feeling super confident. I'm going to throw it up there.
It's Lille, isn't it? It's going to be Lille. Or Villarreal.
Oh, go on. Give it. Nailed it! There you go. Have that. Yeah, man. Oh, yes. Yeah, man. How you feeling now, Hilton?
Genius.
How you feeling now, Hilton?
Genius.
Love that. Thank you so much. UEFA. Right, Branislav. What was that the only option they could have gone in, by the way? Juve. I think they might go up against like a Bayern or something like that.
E, F, G or H.
Yeah, because the other groups are full.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go with Bayern Munich on this one, but I'm not feeling confident enough to put it on the board. Maybe this is the year City get the group of death, Paul. Maybe this is it. See, Michael's still not trusted, but he's gone with the one hand behind the back while he puts, it's like, look, nothing's happening with this hand. Got it out. It's calm. He maybe wiped it so he gets that good grip for unscrewing the balls there.
He'd have sweaty hands, wouldn't you?
He would, yeah. He's got a little towel on his back like a tennis player or something. H. Chelsea, Juve. Ooh! I tell you what, none of the English sides have done well with the draw so far. Normally you go like, oh, come on, City have played the Farmers 3 times on the bounce here, but Juve for Chelsea, Liverpool with Atletico Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain, that's a tough draw for the English sides here. Maybe they've had enough of us.
We've got a super chat in, Chris. Patrick Boyle says, bring back Chris's shorts from the transfer window show many moons ago.
Shorts. Yeah, I mean, they're all short when you've got an arse like mine. But it is what it is. We've got Barcelona, and they can only go in E and G, was that? So, go on. Go there. Come on, Michael. He's favouring that arm behind the back. I think he has got a towel there.
Chris Pajak, more like Chris Psychic, says Scott Schultz. I think it needs a little work.
You know it, boys and girls, you know it. Which therefore means that, Man United getting Villarreal would be nice, wouldn't it? Again, that would be nice. The revenge mission for Manchester United after getting beaten by them in the Europa League final. It is Sevilla. I'm feeling the Spanish and the French connection here. And they have to go in there then because they're Spanish and they're
so
Spanish.
United must get Villarreal.
There you go, called it again, boys and girls. Thank you very much. Not a bad second round there, Paul.
There we go.
Nice.
So far, so good. Chris Pajak absolutely nailing it with what's being described in the comments as the detailed hand analysis. Come for the draw, stay for the detailed hand analysis. Yeah, thank you so much. That is, the confirmation of the first two pots now are all out. They are all in the draw. We've got pots 3 and pots 4 to come, but doubtless they'll be doing best midfielder, and then they'll do best forward before we get through all of that, of course. Jacko0590 with the super chat saying, John, you're a legend. Your voice is audio chocolate.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. There was the cherry on top.
Audio chocolate. Legend of Flight.
Sounds
Chris
like a
impersonating
bad
Shane O'Mac. No, you've got a Shane McMahon quality. I think you could go coast to coast.
Is that the Shane O'Mac? I can't remember it. Like,
Yeah, why not? Sorry, what?
nah, I can't remember.
Let's see then. Actually, we've got another super chat in. Liam Cox says, Pajak, you beautiful man. There's a lot of love in this comments. I'm really feeling this. We're starting to weed out the knobheads from the comments, which means good people get to flourish, which is what we want on Redmen this season. Yes, Dad, Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to playing them at Anfield again.
Yeah.
And it could be, in 3 weeks' time, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Joshua Lowe with the super chat saying countries have to be split evenly between A, B, C, D and E, F, G, H for TV rights. That's why PSG could only be in Group A, as Lille were in E, F, G and H already. I get it. Okay, yeah, because it's a split up who's playing at home and away. That's a complication I'd never thought about. So that, yeah, you can't have all the English teams playing on a Tuesday. You've got to have some that play on a
Can't we just bring out the old Lassery Lancelot machine and just have it sorted with one machine, like?
Yeah. Yes. Let's say yes. There's a very niche reference. Does anyone in the comments get that? That was very much child of the 90s when you used to give a shit about the National Lottery and moreover what machine was being used to draw the balls. It's Lancelot. Great. Well done. Fucking it from this country, man. Fafa's here saying, sod's law, we will get Shakhtar and Dynamo Kiev now. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm kind of not arsed because, look, what I really want, because I don't know how many ways I'm going to get to myself. I'd like to go to some, but for the lads who do religiously go on aways, I love the idea of Liverpool going to places they've not been before or not been for a very long time. So yeah, good on. There's definitely a romance to all of that, which is great indeed. Right, I think we're getting closer and closer to the pot 3. Chris, do you want to just talk us through who's in pot 3?
Yeah, so it's not that side, it's this side. Pot 3 is Salzburg, Shakhtar Donetsk, Benfica, Zenit, RB Leipzig, Atalanta, Ajax, and finally FC Porto. So I don't know about, with all the jiggery-pokery that they do, which teams we're actually going to be able to draw, but I'd imagine that...
There's only Spanish teams within there?
No, there's no Spanish teams there, is there?
So there's no country protection?
No, so it's just about TV rights and stuff now, in which case I'll just let them tell me where they're going to go.
Yeah. Very humble of you there, Chris.
It's fine. It's what I've been doing all the time, to be honest with you. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite a lot of super chats in here, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Rabadam says 20 Norwegian kroner. I'm assuming. I'm shocked City didn't get Brackley Town. Well, that'll come in the last 16, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. The knockouts, the big on that, aren't they? Mike Soothing Relaxation, which is a hell of a name, says, guys, please, kids are watching, let's keep the swearing to a minimum, thanks. Come on, Chris, you fucking potty mouth.
I'm sorry.
This is the big one, pot 3.
Yeah, it is. So let's have a look. Who are we actively avoiding here? You don't want Shakhtar for the journey. You don't want Zenit really for the journey. And if you got any of the other, maybe, I don't know, I don't know where Benfica are at. I might have to consult my notes on this.
Do you know what, for me now, looking at it, and the first team's getting drawn right now, and Ivanovic is doing well again. I mean, he's really impressed me with his confidence of opening the
Benfica third in Premier League.
Shakhtar Donetsk is out, and they can only be drawn in E, F, G and H, so they can't be drawn with any of us.
No, that's not true.
Oh, it's the other way around?
That's the TV rights thing.
So is it just they can be drawn in the top 4?
They can be drawn in any.
Okay, sounds. What's the colour that...
Red's Tuesday, blues Wednesday.
Okay. But they were grey, weren't they?
No.
Okay, I'm colourblind as well. Fantastic. Just learned in front of 5,790 people that I'm actually colourblind, as well as an idiot. It's a bit of a hammer blow, to be honest with you. But we'll carry on and we'll crack on and we'll plaster that fake smile on and we'll plough on regardless. Essien, I think he's been watching Ivanovic because he's looking a little bit more confident there with opening the ball. And that's gone straight into Group D with Real Madrid and Inter Milan. That's a tasty little group, actually. But what I was going to say when we were discussing what teams you don't want, at this point I'm looking at Porto and going, I wouldn't mind a little bit of Porto because you've got a really tough team in Atletico Madrid, and a team that you've really done over a few times is probably exactly what you want now. You don't want one of the tougher ones or a really tough away. Ivanovic, steely-eyed, look at that. Did he need a microphone? Is he even speaking? Why has he got his Britney on there? There's no need for it. There's Benfica, okay. I wouldn't mind a little bit of Benfica as well, if that's a possibility for us. I'm going to check the colours this time.
Can't do COD.
Can't do COD, so it's not Dortmund, and that one's got a third one in already. So, do you know what? It's interesting.
You're going to put your...
I think it might go Group A on this one, but yeah, I'm thinking it might go Group A. They obviously can't go in there because of Sporting, and that one's full. As far as I'm looking at it, Michael Essien.
Super chat while we're waiting, Chris. Jonas Nyberg with 100 secs. You're killing it. Pajak, man of the match. Love to see Malmo in Group B. Love from Sweden. Love from Liverpool.
It's gone in with Barcelona and Bayern Munich. It's all the B's. There's a B in the last group. Oh, should we put Besiktas there now in a group full of B's? That would just be incredible, wouldn't it?
A swarm of B's.
Has it ever happened in the Champions League? Nobody knows because nobody cares. But now it's Branislav Ivanovic once again. It's just the form. It's like he's practiced, you know what I mean? Like a basketballer who would follow through. But he's just on it. Zenit St. Petersburg this time. Zenit. I don't like it. I think that one might go. Can they go into Chelsea's group? They can only go into F and G. Did I read that right?
I missed it.
I missed it. This is ridiculous. Watch the television, Chris. It's what it's there for. It's supposed to help you do these draws. 5,997 people watching, over 1,300 likes. Thank you so much for joining us for this one as Michael Essien struggles and he's being laughed at by his mate. Look, he's laughing at him. He's literally laughing at him. He's going, you're a terrible host. But it is what it is, and he's gone straight into Group H with Chelsea and Juventus. I don't think that Thomas Tuchel would be liking that one little bit, to be honest with you. I think is it me, or does every group that's got 3 and so far look like a difficult group for the teams that are there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think they're pretty evenly matched. That one's probably quite easy for Bayern Munich. Ivanovic has smiled. Look, he's smiling. RB Leipzig. He looks so happy.
Terrifying, that one.
Why is he so happy? Why are you so happy?
Is it scary when he doesn't smile or when he does?
C.
Can't do C, D, E or H.
So B, A. Oh my God. I'll just wait. He can do A, B and one of these.
Leipzig can't go in with Dortmund, and they can't.
I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it with us.
Oh no. That'd be a bad draw, that wouldn't it?
But it would, wouldn't it? Can you even go in our group? Hey. Yes, guys, that is what I'm talking about. Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, RB Leipzig. That's a tough group so far. If you throw a little bit of AC in there, and you've got the 2021-2022 Group A of death, which would be absolutely fantastic. Branislav Ivanovic, again, he's lost the smile. The focus is returned. His ball unlocking skills come right to the fore. It's the experience. It's the unconscious side of things. It's Atalanta that he draws out right now. Well, Atalanta... what does this mean? Does this mean...
C, F or G?
C, F or G. Why can't they go on with us? Is it something to do with this television rights stuff? I think that would be nice, wouldn't it? If they go in with Manchester United. Because that's a tough one for Manchester United. You've got a team that's beaten them, a team that's done well in Serie A as well. Michael Essien in there. The guys, I wouldn't be happy with him smirking at me off on the side there. You know, I'm sure he can see it out the corner of his eye. And look at him, you cheeky bastard. Oh, it's done. Right, F, told you. Atalanta with Villarreal and Manchester United. The two Manchester sides have got tough draws. Tough for them, easy for us if our name was there, but tough for them, they're nowhere near as good as us.
Nick Gavindan with the super chat that says, I feel like this is Pajak's UCL final every year.
Oh my days. Ivanovic has pulled Salzburg out of that little ball, and Salzburg can go into a number of pots, just C or G, as I'm aware now. So C or G, so it's not us. So Salzburg, there's two S's in both groups. Nothing that I can draw from that if they go into either, other than that. A solid state drive, maybe? Maybe it's that.
Nigel Jones, Chris should be the world's representative when the aliens finally arrive.
G, okay. SSD says no, and we've got the SSL. Shearer, Sutton, and I don't know why I said it. Which that means that we've got Ajax or Porto, which is a little bit disappointing, but Porto can't go into there, so they're in there, which means that Ajax is in there. Am I right, Paul? Is that right? Have we got Porto? Did I not say I fancy a little bit of Porto right before this round? Yeah. Porto can't play Sporting. Porto therefore go into Atletico Madrid and Liverpool's group. This has just got a little bit better for me. Side that we know, a side that we can beat. Ajax, Dortmund, Sporting, tough group as well, Mr. Machin.
Yeah. Kurt Van der Weert, super chat in Portugal. We're not going back to Munich pre-season 2017-18 to meet you at the Gepakofwarung. Cheers, Totti. I don't know where that place was. Presumably I was drunk. But thanks very much. Yeah, it's a shame. Munich is a wonderful city, and I've missed the super chat, so I apologise to Jacobe. His thoughts on Ronaldo to City. Yeah, I mean, it'd be quite fun because all the Man United fans would be very, very upset, and that would be hilarious. Yeah, thanks for the question. Right, okay, Chris, does that leave us rounded up then for pot 3, all done and dusted now? Yeah. Do you want to just quickly recap us then where we're at so far? Okay,
we've got Group A as they go through the forward of the year. Manchester City, PSG, RB Leipzig. We've got Group B, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool and Porto. We've got Group C, which is Sporting, Dortmund and Ajax. Group D, Inter Milan, Real Madrid and Shakhtar Donetsk. Group E, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica. We're hoping for a Besiktas to go with the full group of Bs there. We've got Group F, Villarreal, Manchester United, Atalanta. Group G, Lille, Sevilla, Salzburg. Group H, Chelsea, Juventus and Zenit. Paul, the English clubs have had a bit of a nightmare here.
Yeah, yes, but except maybe Man United. I know they've got Villarreal who beat them in the Europa League final, and I mean they're capable teams, but I suspect they'd be the happiest so far.
Yeah, I mean United would think they could beat Villarreal over 2 legs, and they will definitely beat Atalanta over 2 legs. So particularly as they're so good away, United these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll be quite happy with that. I mean, I'm not too unhappy about ours, to be honest. Atletico's tough, but we should be able to beat Porto.
Yeah, let's have a little look then at the final, ahead to the sort of final pot then, Chris. And Sheriff are the one that's drawn all of attention because no one's heard of them, and least of all Ross, who's done our research. There's AC Milan are the glamour team. So Milan, Wolfsburg, Bruges, Malmo, Besiktas, Young Boys, Dinamo, and Sheriff. I don't for the look of it, Dad. I don't want AC Milan, because all of a sudden that starts to look like a group of death, even though it's maybe not.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, yeah, we can. That's right. We can do that, can't we? Anyone there that you're particularly leaning towards? No, you want to avoid Dinamo. Turkey are currently on the red list, so we might not even be able to travel there.
Avoid Milan if you can. And Sheriff, yeah, why not Sheriff?
Why not Sheriff? Chris, are you feeling?
I think it might be something like a Malmo or something like that. I'm not too bothered, to be honest with you. I think we're better than all of those sides. AC Milan, I want to go to San Siro, and I'd be happy if we were able to go over to the San Siro at some point and do a European away there. And I get your point, and I think your point's spot on, by the way, is that it does start to look like a very, very tough group. But in name only, AC Milan are the same team that they were 20, 30 years ago.
Who do we want? Who do we want to be City's fourth team?
AC Milan,
Yeah.
Besiktas, Dynamo Kiev. Any of those three I'd be all right with. Wolfsburg, tidy little side as well, to be fair.
Actually, they can't because they've got Leipzig.
You don't want to play Kiev, do you? It's too far away. And actually, to be honest, I don't know where Moldova is. That might be far away as well.
Yeah. There's some geography buffs will be engaging caps lock as we speak. I'm certain of it. But yeah, just in terms of the other English teams, then, and what's available for them. I can't see the board from here, which just isn't helping my case here.
City have got PSG and RB Leipzig, so there's a German and a French side. They can't get Wolfsburg, obviously. Doesn't look like there's any French sides there, so they can probably pick up anybody else. Manchester United, Paul, have got Villarreal and Atalanta, so a Spanish and a Italian side, so they obviously can't get AC Milan, so Man United are probably quite pleased with that.
Here we go. Sorry, Chris, you're doing a dynamite job.
Don't think there's any Spanish sides there.
Yeah.
And finally, Chelsea have got an Italian and Zenit, and I'm assuming Zenit and Kiev. I know Zenit aren't the same country as Kiev.
Well, but I don't know how that works with Russia and Ukraine.
Young boys are first out the pot.
Ooh.
Of course.
Chris has young
they're always
boys.
going early, aren't they, the young boys?
Young boys in his hands.
So there we go.
Can go anywhere.
I think that might be a Liverpool one, you know. Let's go Group B. Come on, Michael. Show me what you're made of. He's picked the balls up. He's put them in. He didn't spin. I think there's a... Oh, no, he's going to go back to another pot. I thought there for a second that Michael was getting a little bit of confidence, but no, Michael's just staring ahead like, I could have done that myself.
Nikita won here saying Moldova is 7 hours away.
Wow, that's a long way away. He seems like he's not full of confidence, Michael Essien. He broke a little smile out there. F, where are we?
Chelsea.
Oh, you bloody Manchester United
Man
group.
United. That's looking like a pretty good group for United.
I don't know, Atalanta are a good side, and Villarreal have obviously got the better of them over one game. They should quite comfortably top that group though, regardless.
Yeah.
Branislav's not even looking at the balls. He's just sort of... Yeah, it's impressive, to be honest with you. I thought he was a good footballer, but I think he may have found his career. Besiktas. Oh, go on. Go in Group A. Go into Group A. Is that allowed?
Yeah, I would like that, actually. Yeah.
Go into Group A. We'd love a bit of Group A with the Besiktas. It looks good, although I still can't get over this BBBB thing.
Yeah.
He's filming that there.
Oh.
He was live streaming that on his Instagram.
Yeah.
We caught ya. Nothing we can do about it, but we caught you and we know it.
It's Crossbow with the super chat saying, would love Bruges or Malmo. I quite like Malmo at this stage, actually. I've been interested in
Malmo. I was feeling Malmo.
Michael's having a struggle.
It's useless, mate. I told you, he's crap at this. He's not getting invited back next year. Are they both invited because Chelsea won the Champions League? Is that how it works?
Sure.
C. Ajax, Besiktas, Dortmund and Sport. That's a tough group for all of those teams, isn't it? Because they're pretty evenly matched, I believe, between... I think Dortmund's obviously the standout there, but the rest are pretty evenly matched. And they'll probably not be happy sporting Ajax and Besiktas in this one.
A point on this one, ones are avoiding only in so much as at the moment Turkey are on the red list, so the fans wouldn't be allowed to go, or would have to.
Here it is.
Isolate.
It's AC Milan. Come on.
It's the glamour.
Can they? Go on.
It's only A or B. It's only us.
Oh no! It's only us all then.
Is it going to be us?
Come on. For the away days or to fuck City, I'm not bothered. I'll be happy with either, to be perfectly honest with you. But I prefer if you just screw up a Group A. That would be nice. Damn you. But I'm happy. I'm still happy because we get to go to the San Siro. That would be amazing. Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Porto and AC Milan. I tell you what, Paul, that does have a little bit of a feel of group of death to it, doesn't it? Oh my days. Atletico, Liverpool, Porto and AC Milan. Reaction coming up soon, of course. Once the draw is finished, we will be over with the lads and their reaction. Wolfsburg, I don't know, man. I don't know what groups these can go in. Let's have a little look now. So I'm looking for the red and the blues. So it's just G or H. Yeah. There we go.
What we got?
Let's give
Russia and Ukraine can't draw each other. I don't know if that's still relevant in terms of the draw.
Let's give them to Chelsea.
Thanks, Ross.
Let's give them to Chelsea. Give them to Chelsea because, yeah, fuck them, basically. Michael's done it. Go on, screw your old side over, Michael. You're a great footballer, but you're terrible at that. Oh, you bastard. You absolute B. Lille, Sevilla, Salzburg and Wolfsburg wrap up.
If the answer to the question is what is the group that's going to get the lowest television viewing figures?
Group G is the answer. Group G is the answer. Okay, should we get Bruges? Do they count as a B if we want to fill the Group A up? Because I don't know. I'm not sure. It's Bruges. Wow. What can they go in? I'm giving them E. Missed it.
A, D or H.
A, D or H. Go on. Let's have a bit of that. That looks nice. Doesn't it? Feel like that's the best option for City, although maybe Kiev have got something to say about that. Come on, Michael. What are you doing, Michael? Let's do it, Michael. Do something good. He's got it open. He's looking at it. It's a nice tie he's wearing as well, isn't it? And a very, very nice jacket that he's got on. Oh, the shirt, actually, when you get a bit of a close-up. Oh, what did he say? Manchester City, PSG, RB Leipzig, and finally, Club Bruges KV. Apparently, because it says it on the badge, you won't be able to see that.
There you go.
I don't know what it means.
Super chat from John F. Thank you so much, John. Says, please, 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 never have that insufferable Chelsea fan anywhere near the channel ever again. Yeah, we did do a little bit. If you've not watched the build-up show yet, we had a little bit of a chat about Louis. He's not covered himself in glory.
Malmo are out. They're going to end up with Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Benfica, aren't they? No, they can't.
D
so
or
it's
H.
D or H. D or H. D. I'm going to go H. Just basing on there's more blue in the badges down here. If you were wondering, everybody, how I come to these types of predictions, this is it. It's why they don't often work out. Also, live, I'm watching it slightly on a delay.
H.
More blue in the badges, boys. Told you.
Nailed it.
The Sheriff, what town are they going into, Paul?
Whatever damn town they need to go into.
Well, they can't go in there, can they then? Did you say?
Yeah, Russia and...
So that's that. And that's that. So Kiev must have to go into
No,
Group
Kiev,
A.
Shakhtar are Kiev, right?
So Kiev should go into
Shakhtar are Ukrainian, right? Right?
I don't know. Ask a City fan, they draw them every year.
Yeah. Group E.
Not this one.
Dynamo Kiev, Group E.
And the Sheriff has gone into the Inter Milan, Real Madrid, the Shakhtar town, Paul. So I'll go through them one more time. Group A, Manchester City, PSG, RB Leipzig and Club Bruges. Group B, Jesus, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool Football Club, 6 times winners of the Champions League or the European Cup, Porto and AC Milan, 7 times winners?
Yeah.
7 times winners, wow. Sporting, Dortmund, Ajax, Besiktas. Group D, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Shakhtar and Sheriff Football Club. Go ahead. Group A, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica and Dynamo Kiev. Group F is Villarreal, Manchester United, Atalanta and the Young Boys, or just Young Boys. Group G, Lille, Sevilla, Salzburg, Wolfsburg. And Group H, Chelsea, Juventus, Zenit and Malmo. Liverpool look on paper like they've got the biggest names in their group.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So there you go. Mum and Dad just... Is my mum asking where the tea is? Is that...
No. I'm just looking up AC Milan because I have no idea what they're like these days.
Yeah, Tube here in the comments, and our group is actually sick considering fans back, atmosphere after atmosphere. I think it's a pretty reasonable point there. The AC Milan thing, we're going to do a full reaction show on this, by the way, on the redmentv.com, but we'll just to kind of wrap up here. There's a nice amount of glamour that AC Milan had being the 14. We should be better than them.
Yeah.
But I think it's got all the hallmarks of a group of death as a top line. But in reality, I don't think our group's as bad as it could have been.
10 years ago, you'd have been worried.
Yeah.
Absolutely worried. But as you say, AC are not quite what they were, though they've qualified for the Champions League, so they can't be total mugs. They did have Ibrahimovic playing for them last year, didn't they?
Still,
I don't know whether he's still there. Is he still there? Is he old enough now?
He's still going. Yeah, believe it or not.
He must be 40 this
He's
year.
One of the most insufferable human beings on planet Earth, isn't he? Josh Owen with the £2 super chat. Thank you, Josh. Says, I don't think Barca will make it out of the group. It's a bold shout and really, really interesting stuff. I love this. I'm pleased. Are you feeling generally okay with what we've got there?
Yeah, I mean, this bit about the glamour ties, that's great. We've got really good teams to go and watch, over the next couple of months, and so that's exciting. And we normally are pretty poor in the group stage, and we can't afford to be this time. So we may well be right up for it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. But what we will do in the coming days, because they'll announce the fixtures and all that, we won't, I think it's too short notice for us to do it now, but next week we'll have a better look at how the fixtures fall in terms of Liverpool's schedule, because I think I'm right in saying we've had in the past like Man City after a Champions League game. I don't think we've got anything like that, but we'll confirm that next week. We've got a super chat here, Phil by the Lake. Tough group, and the league isn't easy either. I think we win the group by a slim margin. Absolutely the most difficult group in my opinion, but great away games. Chris, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good with that. I think I was gutted that we got Atletico Madrid, but Porto and AC Milan are two sides that Liverpool should be beating. And if you think of yourselves as a Premier League winning side this season, you're beating both of them sides. Yeah. If you think of yourselves as someone who's got a chance of winning the Champions League, you're beating both of those sides. And with the nous and the knowledge that we've gained over the last sort of 5 years or so in European football, we've got more than enough to win that group.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, okay, we are going to be back a little bit later this evening on the redmentv.com. We're going to be doing a Redmen Reacts, talking through the fallout from that, what it means, a little bit more on the teams that Liverpool are going to be facing, and yes, some chat about Man City and Man United and Chelsea as well. So if you want that show, it is a bonus extra show for all the lovers of Redmen TV, and it will be exclusively on the redmentv.com. Go over there and sign up. It is our Liverpool streaming service. Not only do you get extra Redmen shows, you also get a whole host of documentaries, features, interviews, including our incredible Jordan Henderson 10 Years of Red 3-part documentary series endorsed by the man's family itself. It's phenomenal, and yeah, plenty to keep you entertained and help you keep yourself from getting too overexcited in anticipation of the Champions League return. If you want more free content, there's plenty on the YouTube channel, and of course we're counting down to Chelsea this weekend, so get involved with all of that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on this incredible live stream dominated by one man, and that man was Branislav Ivanovic's hand movements, and also Chris Bader. We'll see you all very, very soon. Ta-da. Hey, what's happening? Competition time. Phenomenal, world-class, completely exclusive prize for you guys this month. It is a Jordan Henderson 10 Years of Red commemorative box. These are not for sale anywhere. You cannot buy these. It has got the book in there. It has got the DVD of the series in there. There is a t-shirt, there is a mug, there is a poster as well. It's a money can't buy prize, and you can win it by signing up to the redmentv.com, a Club Legend level over there as well, or by upgrading your existing subscription to Club Legend as well. It's as simple as that. Not only do you get that incredible competition prize, but But you get amazing content streamed exclusively for you each and every month. Documentaries, features, interviews, and bonus Redmen TV shows as well. It is a wonderful experience. It's like Netflix for Reds. And yes, in addition to all that, of course, you get to join our Discord group, which is full of wonderful club legends like yourself, and enter into those competitions each and every month. Join up now, enter the competition to win the Hendo 10 Years of Red exclusive commemorative box, and good luck.